Hello guys, welcome to my channel Paisa Sports. Thank you for tuning in today. We have a very interesting video. We're going to be analyzing this week's Champions League games, which include Barcelona versus Chelsea, Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk, and United versus Sevilla. So let's get right to that. First game we're going to talk about is Man United versus Sevilla. When the lineup was revealed, I was a little surprised. Mourinho decided to experiment with this lineup in such an important game. He sat down Pogba again, started Fellaini, which I thought wasn't too smart, but you know, Mourinho's a great coach. Unfortunately for him, it backfired. United were ineffective. They weren't creating much chances in front of goal. They were sloppy, their passes was off. Incredibly, in the first half, the most glaring chance was created by Fellaini and he missed it, which obviously came back to haunt them at the end. Sevilla's coach Montella had a really good game plan. He sat back and let United have the ball. Gave United the advantage to going forward, but United didn't do much with it, and Sevilla defended really well, which is something surprising because they haven't been the most consistent team on defense. His plan worked. Near the end of the second half, like around minute 70, he decided to go all in, go look for that winning goal, introducing Ben Yedder. Obviously, Ben Yedder scored a brace, both goals that killed United. De Gea made a really uncharacteristic mistake in that second goal. That pretty much ended the tie. United pushed after that, introducing Mata and Martial. They got a goal, but it wasn't enough. Ultimately, I think Mourinho lost this game for United. He set up a way too, how can I say, he attacked, but at the same time, the way he set up the team was ineffective. He should have taken more advantage of the flanks. And also, I think if he would have started Pogba, the team would have had a lot more dynamism. Pogba has a really good outside shot and he has really good long balls, which I think could have broken through the Sevilla defense. Mourinho did otherwise, and I think he paid the price. Sad for United because they had a really good chance, but really good by Sevilla, really good game plan. They followed it, it worked, and they're on to the next round. Second game we're going to talk about is Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk. This game wasn't much like the first game. It was a lot slower, it was a lot less intense. Roma dominated pretty much the entire game, although calmly. They didn't create much goal-scoring opportunities. They weren't too attacking, especially on the first half. But they had the ball. They were controlling the tempo. Shakhtar Donetsk was completely out of whack. What I didn't like, especially in the first half, was that Shakhtar Donetsk came out trying to hold on to their lead. And I think that's what costed them the game eventually, because it's not their style. Their style is more vertical, their style is more attacking, and they never got into a rhythm where they felt comfortable on the pitch. Second half, Edin Dzeko once again was a difference maker. He was great. He had a really good goal, and he could have had a couple more, to be honest, had he not missed that shot just wide. And then in another play, he got pulled back, which was a red card. After that red card, I feel like Shakhtar lost their head, lost their cool, but it seemed like they gave him a fire to push forward near the end, like around minute 80, and try to find that game-winning goal. But it would have made a lot more of a difference if they would have started like that in the beginning. The tie could have gone a lot differently. They had a chance to tie the game and go through at the end. They had a couple plays on extra time that didn't bounce in for them, but unfortunately, you know, it's at the end of the day, I believe it's the coach's fault. He had a game plan to defend that lead, and when you have such an effective team as Roma, especially with Edin Dzeko in such fine form, you should have planned differently and accordingly. And that is, I think, why they lost this game. Roma go through. They have been in good form with Edin Dzeko, and I'm sure, even though they're one of the lowest quality teams here, no big team is going to be happy drawing them. Last game we are going to talk about was the biggest game of this slate of this week. It was Barcelona versus Chelsea in the Camp Nou. A lot of hype because Chelsea in the first leg had been superior. One mistake ended up proving critical for Barcelona to get the result, but a lot of people, including myself, thought that Chelsea can pull an upset and pull the result here. The game didn't start too well for Chelsea. The first 2 minutes, Messi found a goal, found the net. I think Courtois had a little to do with that goal. I mean, it went through his legs. He could have positioned himself better, but at the end of the day, Messi, one of the greatest players of all time, just found space. He got a little lucky of a rebound, but you know, the greats always find a way. The game started tactically very similar to the first leg, but the Messi goal altered completely, and it was super early. But after the goal, Chelsea were very dominant. They were superior. They pushed forward. Eden Hazard was creating havoc. He was owning Sergio Roberto for large periods of the game. But Chelsea could not find a breakthrough. And then on a Fabregas mistake, Messi breaks through, gives a great assist to Dembele. And then you're looking at a 2-0 hole. But again, Chelsea was superior. They kept pushing forward, created chances. But in soccer, unfortunately, it's not who creates more chances, it's who creates more goals. And Barcelona have what we call a cheat code in Leo Messi. Second half started much the same way. Chelsea pressed on, attacked, created chances. Barcelona weren't having a great time. And then all of a sudden on a counter-attack, Messi pretty much ends the tie with the 3-0. Chelsea are really going to be disappointed that they didn't take advantage. They created a lot of chances. They were superior tactically, and their individual players came to play. But like I said, you got to score the goals. They didn't over the 2 ties. They didn't in their away game. They made that crucial mistake and they didn't score. Of course, they hit the post like 3 times, but they didn't score. They couldn't pull the lead, and here they couldn't pull the ball in the net either. So unfortunately for Chelsea, they're going to rue it because they pretty much beat themselves in this tie, because they faced a Barcelona that wasn't at their top level, and they really had a chance to win this. Barcelona move on, which in my opinion is better for soccer. You always want to have Lionel Messi in the deeper stages of the Champions League, and they might get really good matchups here, and things are going to get really interesting from here for Barcelona. We will see tomorrow on the draw. But yeah, Barcelona move on, and Chelsea's going home very disappointed. Well guys, that'll be all for this week's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you heard something you don't agree with, something you don't like, please leave a comment below. I love your feedback. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with another video analyzing the draw, who got the short end of the stick, who got a good matchup. We'll be talking about that, so definitely tune in for that tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.